This is Sam Stone here in Den of Geek Studios with the cast and creative team of Mortal Kombat 1, available on all major consoles on September 19th. See the rebirth of the Mortal Kombat universe, but of course, just as bloody as ever. Guys, thanks for taking the time to sit down with me. Ed, in creating Mortal Kombat 1, you're fresh off a reboot in Mortal Kombat 11. What kind of opportunities did you see that present this world and this mythos in developing this game and its story?
Well, we felt that Mortal Kombat 11, we keep raising the stakes with, now this villain's even more powerful, and now this villain's even more powerful. We pretty much reached the apex of that with Chronica, the keeper of time, you could basically do anything. So we're not going to go one more. So we really felt like it was time to just kind of reboot everything, clean, set the slate clean, and then really give players a new entry point. This game literally starts with a big bang. You can't get any earlier than that. And so that is the premise of what we're doing with this game. Not only gameplay and characters and stuff, but the story is absolutely starting from zero.
Dominic, how was it kind of designing? Because we get all kinds of twists on these characters that we've known for over 30 years. Not to show my age too much, but how has it been kind of reimagining these characters for a new generation?
Obviously, the reboot gave us a chance to sort of tidy things up and create new avenues and that kind of thing. But it also allowed us to explore things that were thought about in previous games but didn't actually get done. And so so we were able to build all that and create fresh perspectives on things. And then just in a way that we weren't able to do with MK9 is this is the launching point for future narratives, right? We're not having to retell all the stories all at once, and there's a lot of breadth there as we're setting things up and putting the pieces in place for stories that come down the line.
Kelly, Yuri, you guys get to get in on the action as Lee May and Smoke, and with you guys have both done plenty of animated projects and voiceover roles before, but there's something visceral about a Mortal Kombat voice performance. How is it kind of channeling that more raw side with your, in the booth?
This one has such a great storyline. There's so much character to portray in this. So it's not just about fighting and violence, although there's a lot of that going on. It makes it so much fun when you can have so much to work with.
Most projects you need to work on, they're like, yeah, well, we need to pull it back a little bit because, rated T for teen, whatever it is. And this one, they're like, go, and we knew there was no ceiling for this, so it was super fun.
With it being Mortal Kombat's always been this synthesis of, you've got martial arts mysticism straight out of Big Trouble in Little China. You've got, there's robot ninjas. You've got everything in there. What was how did you want to keep that in mind in your performances when you're approaching such a syncretic world?
When I was working in the booth with Dominic, it was it was a lot of give and take, and it was really important to have him there. It wasn't just a situation where we had the script, and I was like, well, I guess I'll do my best to see what it was the scene needed or the game needed. And Dominic was always there to inform and to give me context, because I didn't have the world in my head like he has the world in his head.
As actors, we don't have that luxury of being able to see the script or the full story or any of that. So we do have to rely on Dominic to tell us what's going on in every scene for every single line. And I am not a game player, so I don't even know this world at all. So everything has to be explained to me, spoon-fed to me like a baby.
And it was a welcome surprise, because I assumed coming into this game, I'm like, well, I started in this game. It's a fighting game. There's not a lot of a story. And then Dominic's like, no, we've got story. And I'm like, okay, tell me more. Now I'm into it. So that was a really fun surprise.
One of the biggest innovations that we've got gameplay-wise with Mortal Kombat 1 is the addition of cameos. It's very tagging in different characters and characters from classic eras. How did you want to mix up the gameplay with this feature involved?
Well, we absolutely, similar to how we wanted to reboot the stories, we wanted to reboot the fighting mechanic, right? So a lot of things that we brought in before, we had these character variations, we had background environments, we had a number of things that we were layering into Mortal Kombat. Again, just wipe that clean and then start fresh. So these cameo characters are the new feature, and they absolutely dip into the nostalgia of Mortal Kombat. Since we're telling a brand new story of Mortal Kombat, we do have nods to the previous one. So Sonya and Kano and a lot of characters have their original costumes. So there's a novelty there. There's a nostalgic kind of play there, and that's the main focus that we're doing with the cameos as far as their looks concerned.
We're going to get characters like Homelander, Omni-Man, Peacemaker. When you're getting in guest fighters, Rambo, you've had Rambo before, you've had the Predator. What do you look for in a guest fighter in the Mortal Kombat world?
usually with the guest fighters, we want to kind of have them in the same category, right? Like, so we've had like horror games where we've done before. We've done action heroes, like you said, RoboCop, Rambo, and all that. This category is kind of like, imagine characters that are kind of in the superhero category, but they've done some bad things. And so, the Peacemaker, Homelander, Omni-Man, they all kind of check that box, and they fit together nicely. And that's kind of like how our decisions were made, who fits into that box.
When you guys are recording something like a fighting game that is very like physically involved, and you're constantly like hoo ha hoo, and getting hit and that sort of thing, like, how is it? Is it a workout? Are you sweaty by the time it's done? Are you like just gassed by the time you're done recording?
You know what it is? It's really a workout for your voice. They always save that kind of stuff for last because it takes so much more effort, and then by the end of it, your voice is shot. So yeah, and then also I'm also a martial artist, so I do need to have a little bit of room to work when I'm doing that kind of stuff, and it's fun to let out all your aggression that way.
Did you find that your experience in martial arts, because I have a background in martial arts too, do you find that, I know some actors hate making those sounds, but for me, it's second nature, because you're always making those sounds
and training.
Because
I know exactly
and,
what it's like to get hit.
And exactly.
So those are easy. Those are easy for me.
Especially for a game like this, the deaths are insane. So sometimes they're even harder. Usually you do like an effort set. We're like, okay, no, now you're hitting something, and so you're hitting something a little bigger, and then you usually end with like electrocution or getting set on fire. And here it's like, here it's a little more detailed, and there's a lot more going on.
I have to make sure my bladder is completely empty before we start doing this stuff, I have to say, because there's always that danger.
Well, keep that in mind, gamers. Make sure that you go to the bathroom before you sit down. And you can sit down on September 19th on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC to play Mortal Kombat 1. Pre-order now.